Hello there, good afternoon. Welcome to Save with Crypto. My name is Save with Crypto. I am doing something a little bit different today. And what's actually happening is using StreamYard, which is the software we use to do the live streams. I am apparently simultaneously broadcasting in landscape and portrait mode. Now, I don't know how your device detects that. You know, if you've been given a URL to go, do you automatically go to a different one? I don't know, to be honest. So, well, first of all, can you let me know if you are watching? Well, just let me know what you're watching on. If you're watching on a phone, put like a P in the chat, and if you're watching on a laptop or a computer, just put like a C in the chat. That'd be like really helpful. Anyway, just have a look at the comments. Nick's here. Oh, great, brilliant. Okay, you were first here, fantastic. And like Firewatch is here. Okay, brilliant. Oh, Kaz is here. Okay, Kaz made it on time. Yeah, you're on time. Unfortunately, I don't think Maff can make it. He certainly can't make it right now, but he might turn up later. I don't know. So what you're saying, Double D's Rock Vault saying phone. You're on a phone. Okay. So what does it look the same as it does do normally? I mean, all I'm thinking is like when you watch it on a phone. Actually, I'll get it myself. Actually, let's have a look. So obviously you can't see this, but so if I look for. See, the thing is, I don't know if you've been given a URL to go to. Oh, okay. What's Kaz saying? Looks like a portrait mobile screen, but I'm on a PC, so it should be landscape. Ah, that's annoying. Yeah, that's not what I wanted to happen, really. Okay. Let me get the URL for a computer. Okay, so I'm going to put that in the thing now. I don't think I'm going to do this in the future, you know, because it confused the hell out of me yesterday. Yeah. Okay, so that link in the comments now. If you click that, Kaz, you should go to the computer version. So I should probably say that, shouldn't I? But yeah, I don't think I'll do this in the future. I think I'll just leave it as it is. So I'll say computer version, that one. And then the other one is, let me find it. Yeah, because there are two. I don't know if this is a good idea or not. I don't think it is, to be honest. I've seen people. Oh yeah. Okay. And then the phone version. Hang on. So phone version is this one, right? So Kaz is okay now. She's using that link. That's great. And that's the phone one I've just put there. I'm gonna try that on my phone and see how it actually looks. Because I don't think there's any particular advantage, really. I suppose phone version is portrait WJ. Okay, but does it help though? Does it help that it's okay? So I'm just looking myself actually. So that one's a landscape. Oh, I see. So you get. I don't know really. I think. Okay, so Firewatch is saying both are working okay. You just have to pick which one you want to watch. Well, I suppose there's that, isn't there? But what would I do? Would I just yeah, because obviously I post a link in the thingy in the Discord and Telegram and stuff. I post that before I do this, so I suppose I could just put two. I don't know. It sounds like a pain to me. I think I might just stick to the landscape format. Yeah, because that's what confused me yesterday. Because what happened is from StreamYard, it created like two live streams over in YouTube, and then when I went over there, I thought, oh, that's happened by. I don't know. I didn't realize what had happened. I thought what it was. I thought Maff had gone in, and he'd like edited the thumbnail and then maybe edited the title as well, and somehow that had like created a second video. So I deleted one, and then he tried to update his thumbnail, realized he couldn't because I just deleted it over in YouTube Studio, and it caused that total chaos that we had yesterday. But yeah, anyway, that's what they are anyway. So Firewatch is saying we got 2 notifications for today's stream. You got 2. There are 2 live feeds offered, so you can pick. Oh, what was that from? Was that from the Discord? No, it couldn't have been, surely. Not sure what you mean there. Anyway, let's have a look at the Bitcoin chart. Oh no, from YouTube. Oh, okay. Oh, well, that's interesting. Right. I think what I'll do then in that case, what I might do is I'll do the dual aspect ratio thing, but in the Discord and things like that, I'll probably just put the landscape version, and then if people get notified from YouTube, then they can decide, can't they? Because basically looking at landscape on a phone isn't too bad. Looking at portrait on a computer is rubbish, isn't it? I think Kaz will agree with that. Okay. Oh, okay. So yeah, right. Anyway, good. Now this morning I did a little video, and I was reasonably bullish actually. At first, I didn't really know which way things were going to go, and then by the time I'd finished the video, I was thinking actually it's looking like it might go up for a while rather than down. And then I saw that Maff had done his TA video, and I thought, okay, let's have a look at that. It's going to be really embarrassing if he's got a completely different sort of theory to me. And well, I was thinking, is that embarrassing, or would it be like, well, one of us is going to be right? I don't know. But in actual fact, he kind of said the same thing. I might actually just play Maff's video from this morning, because I've got a couple of eggs boiling in a saucepan. I need to go and turn them off, to be honest. So that will give me a few minutes just to go and get me eggs. Anyway. Right, so let's do that. Let's find that. I've actually labeled it properly. So this is Maff's video that he did this morning, only about like half an hour ago. And as I say, he probably can't turn up today. So this is the Maff you're going to get. Okay, so enjoy.
So trying this with the webcam on today. So excuse the giant pastry cans. So and also there's some like building work going on downstairs, so I'm trying to do this in between drilling and things. Bitcoin on the 4-hour chart here, that recovery that happened is kind of nice. So I was looking at this possibly coming down to around sort of 101,500-ish, but it seems that it's recovered before that, which is great. I mean, so we actually get the series of higher lows now. So I could potentially draw those in. Maybe from kind of there, it's going to turn out to be quite a dubious trend line for all of that. Where are we going? Maybe there. Yeah, I suppose looking at it that way, because so the price did kind of dip down through it, but it basically bounced off, came down, bounced again. This recovery was lovely. That's kind of a big statement, isn't it? So it's come up into above this level, which was significant some time ago. I guess it kind of still is. And really, yeah, just kind of mid-range between those two now. This retracement level turned out to be rather lovely. So we had the up and then the down bounce, and then back up and solidly up in the step 3. That was pretty good. And anyone who is purely trading these following the retracement levels and the momentum convergence band down here would have done pretty well out of that. So congratulations if you did so. Okay, so that's the 4-hour. If we, in fact, yeah, what I might do, this is on the Bitunix chart. So if I drop down, if I move across to the USD index chart, so you can kind of see here that there is this kind of order block level that I drew in, expecting the price to come down. Quite glad that it didn't. It got close to it. In fact, to be honest, that wick just there actually kind of marked out the area. So if I'd done that sort of thing, if I'd done that, then I could have said exactly as predicted, but it's fine. I prefer just to get the positive price action. So dropping there from there down to the 2 hour, get a similar sort of thing now, because you can kind of see that these liquidity zones are still quite relevant. So the price kind of smashed up through this one but came back down. Now it's having another go. It might range in there for a little bit. And also we see here another retracement level. So this on the 2 hour, that one played out really nicely. In fact, I could actually bring back the 4 hour here. So this is the same retracement level from the 4 hour. These time frame retracement levels kind of operate a little bit differently, because they start to plot the prospective step one. When it thinks that there might be a retracement coming up, then it starts to plot that, and then it confirms it and turns into the step two from there, really. Yeah, so apart from that, they're virtually the same. So yeah, so we can see so that the 4 hour retracement level gave us a very nice level there. The 2 hour, similarly, worked really nicely when we were up there, kind of came down, bounced away from it, and it turned into kind of a thing, but then it's come back up again to that same level. If we go to the 1 hour. Oh, the other thing I meant to point out here is the background colour changes have worked out pretty well. That worked out nicely. So we had the down, up, and then the back down within that candle, really. So yeah, these backgrounds, the colour changes worked well, because that was essentially saying from here we're going to work our way upwards. You know, the price has bottomed essentially. So the 1 hour gave us that. What did the 2 hour give? Not really the same thing, so you'd have to get that from the 1 hour. The 4 hour, I think, yeah, kind of similarly. So this really shows that it pays to keep an eye on these things over multiple different time frames, kind of 30 minutes. I realise I'm rambling a bit now. But so where do we go from here? So if the price can get up through this area, there's probably some sell orders blocking it, but it needs to smash through. And then I think probably stopping people out a bit, stopping out the bears, will give that the fuel to get up a bit further. This retracement level at 105.5 should be a bit of a price magnet. Then we can get up into this area. And so on kind of steps up. That drawdown kind of yesterday, bit of a scare in a sense, but also I think it was expected. I mean, people in the Discord commenting and on yesterday's live stream were kind of saying that we kind of want that, like, you know, we needed to close the CME gap. We very much did. Came back down, closed that, and in fact on here that's played out pretty well as well. That retracement, so come out, touched it, back down. We also have this one which must be from the 4 hour, so we'll see that how that one plays out. Anyway, yeah, a lot is going to depend, of course, on the New York Open coming up. I mean, it's a good 4 hours away yet. So UK and Europe, the floor is yours. Do with it as you will. Just provide some strength, I think, and just push on up. That's about it, really. I'll end there before I ramble some more. Ciao.
Okay. So that was pretty much in confidence with what I was talking about this morning, actually. Hang on a sec. Have I lost my... Right, just remove that. Right. Okay. Cool. Anyway, so the way my video finished this morning was I was looking at the 30-minute time frame, because I was looking for a time frame where we could see some sort of significant cross of these yellow and green EMAs. That's the 21 and the 55 EMA, because that normally is a super bullish sign, you see. In fact, it works out really well. I mean, this was a bearish one here, and then woo, down we went, and then here we go, hopefully back up again. You know, if you look back in the past, you know, there was this bullish one here, boom, up we went. You know, bearish one there, not so good. It's a bit of a shallow thing. It's all to do with the, you know, the rate of which they approach each other, isn't it, though? Oops. Which is why Maff's done this kind of like shading thing, you know, sort of. So when they approach at a certain rate, it puts in either this purple shading for like going bearish, or that green shading for when it's going bullish. You know, so it gives you an idea that, you know, they're probably going to cross. It doesn't always work out like that. So, say for example here, you know, that purple shading there. And then they went a bit parallel for a while, so that kind of just disappeared. You know, it didn't come back till here, and then, you know, they crossed for real. So so that 30-minute time frame, that's looking good. And you see now they've done that cross. Where's it gone? Yeah, see they've crossed now. That happened about 15 minutes ago. So that's nice. That's nice. And then, you know, the sort of thing I'd do from there, I'd look at my next time frame up, like the 45-minute, and then I'd be looking for something similar there. And hopefully, you know, maybe sometime this afternoon we'll get across on the hourly. That'll push up a little bit more, and we can try again for the thing I was talking about, which was this 3-hour time frame, where we did get the bullish cross yesterday at 6 p.m. GMT last night, and then unfortunately it crossed bearish again. Hang on, what time was that? Oh no, that was Monday, wasn't it? Yeah, okay. I keep forgetting what day it is. Yeah, so Monday evening it crossed bullish, and then unfortunately Tuesday at about the same time, almost 24 hours later, it crossed bearish, and the price came down. So yeah, we're back here now, so that's good. I mean, it's looking okay to me. It's looking okay. I think it's definitely going to struggle though, obviously at these sort of levels, isn't it? 110, whatever. But yeah, and I'm not in any serious trades at the moment, no particularly big ones, but I really, really wish I'd have kept in that long that I was in from here when I saw the super up indicator. It's not an indicator, super up signal, this thing here. This is such a good signal on higher time frames. If you see something like that, then it's, you know, it's worth going for it, I reckon. Not financial advice, of course, but like, I mean, it did double bottom from there. It did go woo and back again, but then, you know, that's up appreciably, isn't it? You know, if you'd have gone long from there up to that peak yesterday, you know, 6.92%. That's a big deal for Bitcoin. That's good. So yeah, I'm quite bullish. Let me know if you're bullish or bearish, really. Anyway, so I've got the comments. It's mostly about the viewing aspect ratio. And we got a spammer there from Chip from Twitch. Okay, I think he's there every day. But yeah, that's cool. Anything you want to look at? Any particular coins? Let's have a look at my other favorites. Meanwhile, let's have a look. Actually, let me just save that chart, and then I'll move to a different one. This is Solana on the 1 minute, the 3 minute, and the 1 hour. Solana, I am actually in a little long, actually, and it's from 160. It's not a very good entry, actually, but at least I'm slightly in profit now. So that's good. That seems to be inching its way up. I'm just looking at it with the 3 charts, just to see if I can see anything obvious. Nothing. I mean, there are these retracements here down on the 1 minute, so you know it could do something like that, couldn't it? Although, do you feel it's kind of bottomed for a bit? I don't know. Let's go to let's put it on one pane so we can see what's going on. Whoops. Right. Okay. So did we get anything fun? Well, we did get all these like green backgrounds here on the 1 hour time frame, didn't we? Down here at like 153, 154, that kind of thing. So my entry at 160 was rubbish, wasn't it? I think I did that because I was looking at this this retracement here the other day. Now, when that's happening, really, I suppose, you know, if you're not using high leverage or you just spot buying or something like that, it's probably quite a feasible thing to just say, oh, okay, I'm just going to put my buy order on the bullish retracement line and just, you know, hope for the best. I mean, generally, certainly on the higher time frames, that usually works out pretty good, but you do get that dip afterwards, and you know, sometimes it can be bigger than you want it to be. For example, this one here, where it kind of went up a little bit afterwards and then it came down quite a lot more then. But the thing is, there you were fighting the trend because the yellow 21 EMA was below the 55 EMA, you see, whereas now, you know, we've got the yellow below the green one, but you know, they're both pointing up now, so the yellow one moves faster than the green one, so that's looking like they could cross bullish sooner rather than later. And also you see the cyan, the 9 EMA, that's now about to cross the yellow, and Quadzilla gives this like green shading there, which is always a good sign, because usually when that happens it will go up, and then after that you're looking for the yellow crossing the green, and then up you go. And certainly by seeing all these green backgrounds down here on the 1 hour time frame, that was a really good sign. And also what we often talk about is this kind of space you get when the convergence band goes below that 20% mark there. So Solana to me looks good. Looks like that could go up a bit now. That's good. I've noticed I've got all these kind of numbers here in the Quadzilla thing there. Now Maff did hard code in something. Let me have a look what it is. I think what he did was he made it so that was it inputs and I think it was this one, inputs and status line. He kind of made it so that doesn't show anyway. But to get rid of those numbers, if you don't want them, you can just do that there, and that clears them like that. I also don't like the labels on the price scale as well. I think I've got that turned off by default somewhere else. I'm not quite sure where. But I normally have those two off. And then I have that one off as well. And pretty much besides that, I just use Quadzilla as is. Except I do like to add, I normally like to add the 5 EMA as well. And that's because, I mean, it does follow the price pretty consistently, really. But the 5 one always kind of shows you the way things are going. So I suppose, you could almost look at it without looking at the actual candles, really. But you can see here that the red there is, pulling up the cyan and the yellow. So hopefully sooner or later they will all be in the nice upwards order, which is like cyan. No, it's not. It's red, cyan, yellow, green. Okay. And then we should see some movement to the upside. So that's Solana. So Solana's looking good to me. So I suppose we should look at something like Ethereum. I must admit, I haven't traded Ethereum for a while, actually. Was I showing the right tab there? I bet I wasn't, was I? Anyway, who have we got here? Ash BC. Hello, guys. Ash BC. I think I know who you are. Aren't you the same as Mr. Delta? I think you are, aren't you? Oh, right. So you're watching it on Twitter as well as thingy. Morning, gentlemen. Morning, Mr. Delta. Mornings, my pedigree chums. Okay, so let's see. He obviously likes his dog food. Excellent. Well, that's all good. Is that still a make of dog food? I don't know. Used to be when I was a kid. When I was a puppy. No, when I was a kid. Never had a dog, actually. I had a cat for a while. But yeah, anyway, so what am I looking at? Right, so we're looking at Ethereum here. Once again, this is on the 1, 3, and 12-minute time frames. It's pretty much the same as Bitcoin, really, isn't it? Let's just have a look at that on a single time frame. What's that doing on the 3 hour? That would be interesting. That's almost exactly the same as what's going on with Bitcoin. Look at that. That was good, wasn't it? This retracement here. Yeah, I actually might start looking at the 3 hour time frame a bit more, I know everyone looks at like the 1 hour and the 4 hour, but I'm quite liking the 3 hour. What does a 4 hour look like? 4 hours pretty cool. I do think there's something me and Maff talked about the other day, and he showed me this kind of idea he had for an indicator. I mean, it was going to be another Quadzilla idea, but the problem is, he's actually crammed so much code into Quadzilla now that it's kind of sort of reaching its limitations almost, because of the way TradingView is and the way the Pine script works. But he'd done this thing where it was showing these retracement levels on multiple time frames simultaneously, and I think there's definitely something in that, because when you start to see the same levels, in different time frames. I think that's quite a strong like level of support or resistance that you might not have otherwise thought about. So yeah, there might be something in that. But anyway, we can always talk about it when he's around, and we can progress further. And it's going to be really interesting to see what Quadzilla becomes like in like 2 or 3 years' time, because I don't know. I can see it being part of like I suppose like part of a suite of indicators or something like that, and then it just being like an amazing set of tools. Or maybe we'll have like Quadzilla, and then we'll have some other kind of like chart, in the way that people use like Bookmap or CoinGlass, to see liquidity. And maybe we'll develop something like that. That'd be quite cool, wouldn't it? Yeah, what do you reckon? Anyway, so Ethereum, yeah, pretty much similar to Bitcoin. Just have a quick look on the 1 hour. 1 hour is looking good, looking like that could cross soon. So 30 minutes, I'll look at that. And the 30-minute there is yeah, this will be interesting, because that looks like that's going to cross now. But actually, it's not that bad. I was going to say we've got that bearish retracement level here, but this is done what it's supposed to do. So just for anyone who doesn't know or who is new here, so this bearish retracement line started appearing, or basically it would have started drawing here at the arrowhead. Okay, so what that means is the price is going to go down. Okay, so the price goes down. Now when that arrowhead appears, the price is already down here, so step one always completes. It's just how it is. Step two is when the price goes back to that retracement line. So that would be from here back to there. Okay, now as that's a bearish retracement line, generally what happens is it overshoots slightly and then it comes back, which is exactly what it's done. Okay, so it's come back here. Okay, I haven't drawn that quite right, have I? Actually, I haven't done that right, have I? This is when I wish Maff was around. I could get him to clarify something. Anyway, what tends to happen with these ones, what it tends to do, it tends to actually draw. It tends to draw like a, where is it now? It tends to draw like a sort of cup and handle type formation. So you actually see from the bearish retracement, you see the price come back a little bit. And then it goes up. So that'll be interesting to see if that does it. So it did it here a little bit, sort of came back and sort of went up. This one here, not so much. Okay, that one came down quite a lot before it went up again. This one here went up. It's quite hard to see what happens there. Yeah, it came down a little bit and then went up, So it'd be fun if something like that happened, wouldn't it? That'd be really good. Anyway, right. So Mr. Dart said, knobhead. Okay, knobhead yourself, mate. Kaz saying, yes, love that. I always have several time frames open on the screen, and hard to decide what time frame some alerts on. Would help lots if we can see across them somehow easier. Yeah. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I mean, Maff always talks about this plot series limitation with indicators on TradingView. So in a way, if we did that, it might have to be like an additional indicator, that we have above, as well as Quadzilla. I can see it. I like the idea of having some sort of like cloud, so it would actually show you the the intensity or the like the amount of like retracements at a certain place, and then it did a little thing like was it the Ichimoku cloud, something like that, and yeah, that might be good. I wonder if that can't be how that works, can it? But I might have a look at that at the moment, actually. Yeah, cool. Anyway, Mr. Delta, Maff's perfect entry video that you sent is invaluable. Bloody great. Watch and learn. Yeah. I could find that. Hang on. WJM, where was the perfect entry video? Okay. Oh, I'm going to find it. I'm going to find it. How can I do that? Okay. I'll tell you what. Let me just put. Let me just put this on Bitcoin. Actually, let's go back to the Bitcoin layout I've got. Okay. All right. So I'm going to put that on that. I'm going to put that on the. What was I looking at? 45 minute, wasn't it? See, that's getting so close, isn't it? Right. And I'm just going to. I'll quick look on YouTube. And I'll find it for you, and we can watch it. What I don't want to do is, oh, hang on, can I do that? Yeah, it should work, shouldn't it? There's always a problem if I try and play what I'm watching at the same time, then you get all that kind of echo and feedback and stuff. And we don't want that to happen, do we? Oh, found it. Okay. Right. Okay. So if okay, so we did this as a YouTube short. But if I make it bigger, hang on, share the right tab. And if I kind of make it, oh, it's about as big as it'll go. Okay, well let's have a watch anyway. I must admit this is really good.
Just here. Well, let's have a look. Is the price going to go down? Is it going to go up? What's it going to do? How can we trade from that? So first of all, we see there's a retracement level that played out perfectly. We're saying the price went down and the price is going to retrace to this level, but we're just getting warmed up. So let's see what happens now. This retracement level, we're saying the price is going to go down and come back up, which it did, and go above that line. And at some point, it's going to come back down to this line and drop below. So that'd be a perfect short. But when do you actually enter? You could enter it there, but is there more upside? Well, the oscillator down here is very much showing that there's still upside. It's shaded green, and it's not really kind of up and overbought. This isn't the time to short. Let's keep going, keep going. It's looking promising, but this still isn't quite what we'd want because the EMA trend lines are still very much pointing upwards. And here we've got the trend shield lighting up saying there's more upside to come. Wait for it, wait for it. More upside. That was a fake out. So the trend shield helped us there to notice that. And now here we have the super down indicator saying, hey, the price is just about to top, get ready. But the trend shield is still saying more upside. Then we get this red background and the momentum oscillator has converged and stochastics have curved round. So they're coming down now. So that is the time to go short right there. Let's see how that plays out. Down. Perfect. Came down to the line, dropped below it. And now, in fact, we get a super up signal as well, showing that the price has actually come all the way down as far as it's going to go, and it's now reversing. And of course, it's going to head back up to this line here. Pretty good. You can really trade from that. How would we want Quadzilla to help us out just here? Well, let's have a look. Is the price going to go down? Is it going to go up? What's it going to do? How can we trade from that?
Oh, was that? That did finish, didn't it? Yeah. Okay. So I didn't realize it started repeating. Okay, cool. Right. Does that work? I'll tell you what I'll do, actually. Let me just put my screen back on. Right. What I'll do is I'll find that video again and I'll put it in the chat, and you can look at it later. And we'll do that without it playing. Hang on, it probably right. So I'll get that URL and then pop it in the chat, and I'll say Maff's perfect entry video. Okay. So it's there if you want to watch it again. It's probably actually worth watching a few times, actually, because you know, there are some little bits in that are just like, you know, super valuable. So I think he was, what was he using? He was using a 12-minute time frame there, wasn't he? So let's have a look at that with Bitcoin. See what we can see. So at the moment, yeah, we had that bullish cross of the EMAs here. We actually had this green background here. I mean, these are so good, aren't they? I mean, on the way down here, I mean, this is the thing you see when you've got the trend like that. In fact, let me put my 5 EMA back on. Sorry, this is a different layout, so I've got to do it again. Right. So when you've got the trend like that, green, yellow, cyan, red, that is what we call a trend in motion to the downside. Okay. So that is a pretty strong downtrend. So really, when you start to see these green backgrounds here, you know that that's just going to be a temporary little blip where it'll just like go up for a little bit, but that won't be forever, you know. And indeed, down here, when you start getting the red triangles, that's the trend shield saying, well, you know, even if you think it's going to go up, it's probably not, because you know, we're still going down. And indeed it was. And it's kind of round here, you know, when you start to see things just starting to flatten out a little bit, and then right here, you see, you know, you see the red go over the cyan, then you start to see the cyan and the red heading towards each other, and we'd seen that green background there. So at that point, you could probably think, oh, okay, that probably was a bottom, you know, and it certainly was, you know. So that's really cool. That was, when was that? That was last night, wasn't it? When we were at 102,589, and that's quite cool, really, because I saw on you know, generally on YouTube and Twitter and all that, everyone was talking about much lower prices like 91 and stuff like that. But in fact, that didn't happen, did it? So that green one was really cool. And then these ones here, this is the new mid-range cross. So you can tell these ones are different because they don't do the full length like that one. These just go in between the 20 and the 80 like that. Okay. Now it's a bit confusing when you get a red and the green close together, but these actually work much better on higher time frames. I'll give you some examples of those in a minute. But you see, on the way up, you know, on this 12-minute time frame, we've got the strong trend in motion to the upside because we've got red, cyan, yellow, green. Okay, so that is a trend in motion to the upside. So you are getting these kind of like, you know, pullbacks here. So you get the red background. You've even got a super down there, and sure enough, it came down. The price pulled it down there. Here we had one here as well, and the price came down a bit. Okay. So what's happening now? Well, at the moment, we're kind of flattening out a little bit. So it is a bit in limbo, isn't it, really? I still think it's going to go up. Anyway, to show you a higher time frame, so it's something like the 4-hour, and show you these mid-range crosses. So you can see, for example, this one here. What it means is that this convergence band, it kind of basically like flipped over. So the red, let me show you bigger. So the red part, the red kind of border of the convergence band is the fastest moving stochastic. Okay. And then the white is the average of the other stochastics. So basically, when the price is coming down quite rapidly, the fastest moving one will move past the average and it will kind of flip over the band, and then the red will become at the bottom. Now, if it does that, and you get this kind of red crossover band, that is normally quite a bearish signal if it's red. And indeed, we did come down quite a lot there, didn't we? If you look at the opposite, this green one here, for example, I mean, this is a situation where, like, you know, you've seen the convergence band right down here. You've seen the red EMA, if you've got it enabled, the 5 EMA. You've seen that start to turn around. Otherwise, you're seeing like the cyan one go a bit flatter, and then you get the green cross there. So, you know, by then you're thinking, yeah, okay, it probably is going up for a little bit, and it did. And it did that until the convergence band got above the 80% line here. And then a little bit later, it was looking a bit dodgy, got the red bearish crossover, and then boom, we came down. And then we're back to the bit here where you get the super up on the 4 hour, and then we've gone up since. It's just great, isn't it? It's like, and it's just, you know, once you get the whole indicator in your head and you start looking at these different aspects of it and stuff, and you know, it becomes just becomes like I suppose like driving a car, isn't it? Sort of, you know, when you look at it first, and you know, particularly if it's a manual car and you've got a gearbox and a clutch and all that sort of thing, there's like lots of things to do, you know, but once you've actually sussed it out, it becomes sort of easy, you know. And I think that's what Quadzilla's like. It's like, you know, it's not massively complicated to use, but it is like a sort of skill you can learn to sort of like get better with it, and you know, start to realize what you're looking for. Anyway, so that's pretty cool. What was I? So I was on the see, I'm on this 45-minute time frame. This is looking, it's looking good, isn't it? Anything is, you got this, like, you've now got this bullish retracement here, so it might pull back to there, then bounce up from there. Might do that, eh? Why have I got that line drawn there? Don't know why I've got that there. Why did I have that? I might get rid of that. It's confusing me. That might have been to do with some trade I had or something. Yeah. Anyway, let's have a look what's going on. Mr. Delta, it's up there. What's up there? What are you on about? No idea what you're on about. Scotty's here. Brilliant. Like, hey, how you doing? Someone told me this is where the big money is made. Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, Scotty, while we're in portrait. Yeah, sorry. If you go to, hang on. Right, you obviously missed the start of the stream, didn't you? Hang on a sec. Let me just get that from my other computer. Put that there. Okay, if you go to that link there, I've just put in the comment, Scotty. Yeah, go. Brilliant. Oh, I just flipped to the other stream. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do that in the future. I don't see any point really. The link, I just posted it. Where did you post it? I'll say, yeah. If you posted it in the comments, you can't do that. It's a YouTube limitation. Anyway, so that's why you're in portrait. Craig says, any news on XDP and Tap Global? Good question. I'm just going to have a quick look in the Telegram, because there was something, wasn't there? There was something the other day. They were saying there was some news because they do all the news with that RNS thing, don't they? And I think it said something like they're making a profit. Hang on a sec. It was something to do with this. What was that about? So Arson said, I'm delighted to report a record quarter for Tap Group, with quarterly revenues approaching the 1 million milestone. Growth of over 40% year on year, coupled with 30% sequential quarterly growth, demonstrates our accelerating momentum. Our B2 business to client customer consumer super app continues to provide a resilient foundation. I wouldn't call it a super app, while our new B2B institutional arm is beginning to contribute. This is a strong start to the current financial year, our first since listing on AIM. Okay, so when was that? That was 11th of November. That was yesterday, wasn't it? The anything with Tap is they still haven't got the GBP card loading. So for anyone in the UK, that means you can now load the actual account with GBP, from a UK bank account. So you can do that. But then if you top up the card, you're actually topping it up in euros. So then if you go down a shop in the UK and you pay for something in pounds, it actually does a conversion back to euros. It does a conversion from euros to pounds. So you're actually converting to GBP to euros and then back to GBP again. So you're paying foreign exchange fees twice. And then, their kind of argument for that is, well, you're getting cash back on your purchase. But to be fair, the actual cash back you're getting, for a start, it's in XTP that's locked for 12 months. And the amount you get back, unless you've got one of the higher tiers, then it just covers the FX fees, So it's pretty useless, I think, for people in the UK. I used it in the summer when I went to Malaga in Spain, and I basically used it because I'd been paid for some work in dollars. Okay, so what I did was I changed the dollars to euros in my TransferWise account, and then I used the euros to top up the euros in the Tap account, and then basically I did things like I hired a car and stuff using the Tap card in Spain with euros. So I didn't actually do any GBP to bloody AA pestering me. So I did. So I didn't do any euro to GBP transfers at all. So that is the only way I'd kind of use, I'd use that card really. So they really need to get this GBP card loading sorted. I'll show you the site. I'll show you the site because they've got this thing here, and it says. I mean, the trading side of it. I mean, I don't think I'd ever use like a phone type app with no limit orders to do any sort of trading on, probably with the exception of maybe Swissborg, because the times I have tried it, the fees are just ridiculous. Anyway, that's saying multi-currency, and it's not really. It's kind of euros really. Start earning cash back. As I say, the cash back just about covers the FX fees. I mean, it's different if you live in Europe. If you lived in Europe and you got paid in euros, and the euros went into card, you loaded the card with euros and then you spent euros. That's fine, easily swap currencies. I must admit, I did do that once, and it wasn't far off what I was getting on TransferWise. TransferWise was better as far as I remember, but it wasn't actually that bad actually. So the actual fiat to fiat with different currencies was okay. But yeah, the ultimate global card. No, it's not. Send money to loved ones. Okay, well, don't know. Just do that with your bank, can't you? Multi-currency accounts. I don't see a problem with TransferWise or Wise or whatever it's called. So I don't know. I think they've still got a lot of work to do. And so what do you say they're making? Like what was it, $1 million a quarter or something? It doesn't sound that much, does it? So I don't know. No, it was about this time last year. I think it was December. No, it wasn't. It was December 2024 that Arson and that Peter Wall fella had a discussion. And, Peter said, when's the GBP loading for cards coming? And Arson said, well, I estimate it'll be in the first 2 quarters of next year. So that was Q1 or Q2 of 2025. Obviously, that didn't happen. They have got a step closer to it because they've now got their own sort of like IBANs in the TAP app for GBP. So when you actually load your account, it doesn't go via a third-party thing. And it, because it used to do that, it used to take about like, half a day to actually get into the app. And that was like unacceptable in my mind. And that doesn't happen now. It goes straight in there. So that's that. It's a step nearer, but it's not there yet. So, hopefully that'll happen soon. There's a guy called Roman in the Telegram group who apparently is quite closely connected with Arson, and he is quite happy to do a video with me talking about TAP. So you just reminded me that is something that I'm going to do. So I will get in touch with him and we will discuss it actually, because that might be interesting. Certainly, I just want to be careful of like not saying anything that I shouldn't really. I mean, the thing about XTP, the token itself, is like it's not even on any kind of it's not on a chart on TradingView, so I can't look at it. The only way to look at it is on something like Probit. I'll find that for you. Horrible exchange. I'm just looking. I just want to be careful of what I show. So I'm here. Okay. Yeah, so the only kind of central exchange it's on is this one here called Probit. And that's the only place you get a chart. You get it there, and also on CoinMarketCap. Actually, let's have a look at that. CoinMarketCap, and then XTP. Is that it? Doesn't look like the right. Is that the right chart? That's not the right symbol, is it? I don't know. Anyway, it looks like the right chart. Anyway, look at the state of this. So yeah, it was great, wasn't it? It was like at quarter of a cent, and now it's at whatever that is, 0.00. I don't know. It's not even. It's not 1 cent. It's not a tenth of a cent. It's 0.07 of a cent. That's terrible, isn't it? And yeah, not brilliant. So yeah, the markets is on. Oh, it's on Dodo as well. Dodo is that's a DEX, isn't it? I think DEX on Ethereum. Oh, I forgot it's on the Ethereum blockchain as well. Yeah, I don't know. Just doesn't look good, does it? Anyway, but they need to sort themselves out. Get the GB card. I think the GBP card loading is good. Now, I did say in the Telegram group, I said, like, you know, that you've got a load of XTP holders in the UK, and they said, well, like, no, actually, most of the users are in Europe. And I said, well, yeah, that's because most of the people in the UK don't use it because there's no point. But I know because of that Martini guy and the hype he created with it, I think because of that, there are a lot of like users, holders of XTP in the UK. Anyway, I've still got a lot of it. I think I'm actually in the top 100 XTP holders, which is incredible because it's not actually that much. I mean, that used to be the case, but I guess people have bought more since then. So I'm probably not anymore, but I used to be. And so I'm hanging on to it. I'm waiting until it goes back up. I'm sure it will at some point, but yeah, no, I don't have any immediate news, unfortunately. Yeah, so sorry about that. Anyway, okay. So Scott, you said they posted revenue lately, 1 million first quarter. That doesn't sound that much to me. That sounds like quite rubbish, actually, but I don't know. Maybe it's not. Scotty got blocked by Tap for my constructive criticism. Well, there's two Telegram groups, and there's like the Tap official. It's got that Stalina there who kind of like bans people, and also there's like a bot, and I think that Alvis person is like a bot as well. And if you say anything bad, they just block you. Coin Trader Pro. What's that? Is that where you can trade it? Maybe. Oh, sorry, not that. Okay, right. They're so sensitive. Well, it's yeah, the bot is. I know because I got banned. What did I get banned from? Yeah, I got banned from the thing because I mentioned crypto.com, but the problem is if you mention crypto.com, you're effectively making a link, aren't you? Even if you don't do HTTP : whatever. Even if you don't do that, if you just go crypto.com, as in you mention it, it creates a link, or tries to anyway. So because I did that, they said, "Oh, you're linking to a competitor," and they banned me. And yeah, I was quite vocal about my disgust, but especially as I'd actually just upgraded my account to the, I think it was like platinum, or I don't know, the second to highest one. I just upgraded it, and they go and ban me, bastards. Anyway, I'm actually unbanned now, so maybe I'll do a chat with that Roman fella. But overall, I don't know. It's one of these things where like I'm involved, and I kind of wish I wasn't, but I don't want to jump ship now because I'd be, I don't know. I did spend far too much money on XTP back in the day, unfortunately. So that's where I am with that, really. Anyway, I haven't really been rambling for an hour on my own. I think I have, haven't I? So where are we now with Bitcoin? Okay, that's daily. So I was looking at 45-minute. Oh, it's so close to crossing, isn't it? Yeah, I wonder if that'll happen before New York Open. Maybe. I'm not sure. Anyway, I am probably going to have to shoot off soon, so I need to give my daughter a lift back into town. So what might be of interest, actually it probably won't be of interest actually, but I've been talking about this ZoidPay thing, and there's basically ZoidPay is going to become other when it moves from the Multiverse X blockchain to Solana. Okay, and there is actually a token sale at the moment on another app.sale. Now, the deal is at the moment, the actual phase open at the moment. By the way, this is on another app.sale. But the sale here is for buying the other token at $0.01 dollars, so like 1 cent, yeah. And then after this is the live phase now, and after that it will go to 0.015, and then in the public phase it will be at 0.02. Okay. Now, this is really for people who want to buy, like, billions of other, because at the moment you can actually buy ZoidPay for something like 0.007 cents. So, much cheaper than that. And then when we can bridge it, it will be bridged like 1-to-1. So you could buy it now at 0.007. Then you'll be able to bridge it over to other. And, by then, these people will probably be buying it at like 2 cents, So I don't know, not financial advice, but I think there is possibly a way to double your money there if you were to go to somewhere like KuCoin and buy some ZoidPay. Maybe. But it depends how much faith you have in the company. But yeah, it's something worth thinking about. Anyway, if you want to talk about that, we're probably best keep that in the Discord, maybe. So if you want to go to the Discord, it's savewithcrypto.org/Discord. And you'll find me there and Maff. Actually, Maff's there more than me, actually. I'm not quite sure why that is. I need to get a bit more involved, actually. But yeah, I am often there, but not as often as him. Cool. What we got? Scotty's busy here. Scotty's saying, I'm sure he does, but Arsenal just seems so carefree. I got a little grin on his face, like he knows something we don't. I also wish I never bought in. Yeah, I think there's a lot of people like that. Arson, indeed. Must be weird having a name with the word arse in your name. H bar chart. Oh yeah, you were asking about this yesterday, weren't you? Let's have a look at that. I can't remember what we said now. Hadn't it gone mad, hadn't it, or something? Let me just zoom out a little bit and see what we're dealing with. Okay. You, I can't remember what you were now. Were you long or short? I can't remember what you said now. Well, I don't know. Is this one of these things that kind of follows Bitcoin around? If so, I think you're probably looking at that EMA cross there, aren't you, on the 1 hour time frame? With Quadzilla here, it kind of showed you these green backgrounds here quite beautifully. When was that? That was yesterday. That was last night, wasn't it? Last night, and then it actually did one of these bearish retracement things that kind of like completed quite quickly. Actually, did that complete? No, it didn't. Okay, so that's actually done the first 2 stages of it. I don't know. I would think if Bitcoin, it's right in between these two, isn't it? I would think if Bitcoin goes up, that'll go up as well. I can't remember how you were positioned though. What was your lull for? I can't remember now. I was long close 2K profit. Oh, brilliant. Well done. Yeah, the EMA cross. Cool. Yeah, H bar I wouldn't jump back into it right now. I don't know though. So looking here on the 12 minutes, like Maff's favourite one, isn't it? Sort of, that looks like it'll do the I'll probably do the cup and handle business, you know, do that. Then the price will go up. Maybe. Yeah, I think, I don't know. Keep an eye on what Bitcoin does. If Bitcoin does a dump, that'll probably dump as well, and they might be able to get a nice long entry. It looks like the thing to do is, you know, like for like clusters of these like green backgrounds here on the something like a 12-minute time frame, and then look, this is really good. This is really good example of like the trend shield doing its stuff, you know, because you were getting these green backgrounds. So you think, okay, it's going to take off soon, you know, but the trend shield's saying, no, hang on, not yet, and quite sort of, you know, relentless about it, you know, until here it kind of said, yeah, all right, you're good to go, and then up it went. How far was that? So from there to there, about 4.5%. Okay, that's fair enough, isn't it? Yeah, cool. All right. Right, I haven't done any shilling of anything, but I think everyone knows what we do anyway. We did agree, me and Maff, that we'll do a Black Friday offer that we'll announce that for Quadzilla on Friday. I know it's not Black Friday, but it's some sort of Friday. So we'll do that on Friday. That isn't going to affect the monthly price, though. It'll only be for the annual one. But what we really want to do is we want to get people on the annual, really. So, you know, you just paid a bit of money, and then you'd have to worry about it for a year. Then, you know, this time next year you'll be rolling in money, so you won't care. And I think that's what we want to happen, really. Anyway, it's a shame Maff didn't turn up. I was hoping I'd get a little knock on the door, you know, as I was doing it, and he'd appear. You know, 'cause I do enjoy having a chat with him. But yeah, anyway, I've got to pop out for a bit, and I'll probably see you in the Discord later on. I did a video this morning that you can go and watch if you like, which is probably still quite relevant. And I probably, yeah, I might do a Zoid Pay one later on today. Actually, I've got to read the documentation about the token sale, and also probably listen to the AMA that was on X from Monday, I think it was. I need to listen to that again just to make sure I've got everything fully in my head before I kind of say something I didn't mean to, or something like that. Anyway, so that's the plan there. So that's kind of how my day's looking. Let me know how your day's looking, and in the comments down below. Right, so I'm going to go and get on with my day. Right, I hope you have a good day. Trade safe. What do I think? Actually, let me know what you think. I think it's going to go up for a bit. I think it's going to go up for a little bit. I think it'll go up to like that 108 sort of magic number for a bit, and then we'll have a bit of a crash from there, I reckon. I think that's my overall plan. That's what I'm trying to take advantage of anyway. So yeah, cool. All right. So do click like on your way out. Please do make sure you are subscribed. Please do make sure you've got the notifications on and all that sort of thing. Scotty, thanks very much for your input, mate. That's been really good. And WJM, bye. So yeah, and bye everyone else. Bye Kaz. Bye who else? Bye Nick. Bye Craig. Bye Mr. Delta. Who else we got here? Bye Firewatch. And goodbye KB. Oh, KB's there. Goodbye KB, and I think that's everyone, really. Okay, right, thanks very much for coming, and see you all again tomorrow, same time, hopefully with Maff. All right, take care everyone.